I'm Sergeant Hanson, by the way. They have kind of given me the rundown on what your phone call was about the first time you called.
Oh, yeah.
I did get in contact with the warden, and I finally heard back from him probably about 10 minutes ago. He stated that the whole SWEATMAN thing, they did look into it, and they said that they couldn't. Now, granted, I understand they said something about, the body cam can be, turned on and off, and I'm well aware that obviously we have to wear one at all times. Anytime we come in contact with them, they always have to wear one. But they stated they did look into it, and they couldn't find any grounds behind it, but it is something that they are still kind of trying to figure things out on.
I mean, because what other reason would they have? I mean, you can go and interview them right now. Ask them, hey, yo, what was the issue with them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're going to keep it solid or not. I mean, because some people, you know how it goes. Sometimes, they, like, and especially if you're the sergeant that he tried to get fired. I mean,
I wouldn't want to try to get anybody fired. I've not had an issue with Southall as long as he's been here.
No, not Southall. Not Southall, with SWEATMAN.
Oh, no, I'm not the sergeant trying to get fired. We got one other female sergeant, that's like.
Okay, then.
That might be who that's pertaining to. I mean, SWEATMAN has never really had like a working basic relationship. We've always been on opposite rotations.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's probably the other sergeant. Like at the end of the day, like, cause they're probably not gonna tell you what's going on. I mean, but this whole situation that's happening, cause he wasn't able to make any phone calls. He wasn't able to make any phone calls for about 2 days, and.
And I did find that out, and that's one of the reasons as to why he immediately came out of his cell, and I do apologize for that. I was not like that, I have been sick the past few days, and yesterday I came in about halfway into the day, and I didn't find out he didn't have his hour out until you had called originally, so we went ahead and just let him out without the hearing being done. Granted, at the end of the day, the hearing should have been done, but it was my shift yesterday, and I have to put myself at blame, take that responsibility, because I should have been here to make sure that was taken care of.
Ma'am, you have more intestinal fortitude than some of your colleagues.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, but this is concerning to me because this could have been way worse. This could have been. This could have been way worse. And then on top of that, he's dealing with all these medical issues, and we've been trying to get him to see a pulmonary expert, and because of his previous health issues, and so people are concerned. He has family, he has people.
I don't think he has been pretty regularly. I mean, he's honestly went to the doctor more than most of the inmates we've had in just a short amount of time he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
We try to stay on top of him, being able to get everything checked out, and he's doing get checked out and everything, which I can't go into details, it's a violation. But I mean, we have been trying to make sure to the best of our abilities that he is getting those doctor's appointments. It's just, fighting with the feds back and forth because they've got to approve doctor's appointments,
Yeah, and it's like a pulmonary expert is what we specifically asked for, and then the worst part is we found out some not so great news in between that time, so it's like that now it's compounded issues on top of it. I mean, so it's like and I'm able, because I I don't divulge his information unless he tells me it's okay to do so also. I mean, because that's my brother, and I'm going to respect his wishes. But at the end of the day, like I said, not being able to hear from him, and hearing this situation that ended up happening, now I'm like, we're really concerned. We're really concerned. So, and like I said, this officer SWEATMAN, whoever he is, if he's the one who definitely set this up, I don't believe that anyone would just sit there and just mention somebody's name out of nowhere without, like, an actual thing happening.
Yes, sir. And listen, I completely understand where you're coming from, where your mindset on it is. I understand being worried about someone you care about and everything. We've had take it from someone, I took the job because I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to see people rise from one of the worst times in their life and be able to make something of themselves after. My thing is, though, you see good and bad on both sides. And I understand that this phone call may be recorded. All my higher-ups that may see this, I apologize. But, I've seen bad guards and I've seen bad inmates. But at the end of the day, we can't, just like, when it comes to charging somebody with something, we can look into something all day long, but we can't 100% guarantee that it did happen until we have, actual proof on it. And I'm not saying that he didn't say it, but I'm also not going to sit here and say that he did because, first and foremost, I understand a sergeant in most places probably has got a little more authority than I do. Now, granted, I mean, I've got it to an extent when it comes to the inmates and my deputies, but when it comes to, like, camera footage and things along those lines and being able to look into
that's administrative.
I don't have that much access as, administration does.
Yeah, that's administrative because, like, you kind of low man on the totem pole. They kind of, it rolls downhill.
Oh, yeah. It stops at me. I get smoked in the end room, but it's okay. When it comes to Mr. Southall, though, do I need to go back and check on, make sure he needs any medical attention? Do I need to bring him up to, go and have the nurse check on him?
I don't know if he. I don't know if he needs anything because, like I said, he hasn't been able to even call anyone to tell us what's going on. Because I was told that he got wheeled in a wheelchair. That sounds kind of severe, like to get wheeled into lockdown in a wheelchair. I mean, if he needed a wheelchair, then why wasn't he left in medical? I mean,
well, we always, anytime someone ever gets, when it comes to a head injury, just be on the safe side. We've always had them go into a wheelchair, just be on the safe side of the thing. He did end up going to, I think, the emergency room that day, and it wasn't been an hour or two he was in there, and he was right back out.
Oh, so he was brought to...
I'm not saying it went bad, because he did have a pretty decent-sized knot in his forehead, and I'm not okay with it, considering me and the other inmate that was involved in the situation has had some issues right before that about the block and him not wanting to go back there, and I kind of had a feeling it was just for him to try to go back to E block, not Mr. Southall, but the other individual. But, I was here right as it happened, and I ended up having to do a transport during the process, but I do know that, thankfully, when he did go, they didn't see any major serious issues going on, and he did have a knot, though. But the wheelchairs for, safety precautions, just in case he wasn't get dizzy head or anything like that, or end up being a concussion, we just didn't have the right scans conducted at the hospital or anything.
So he went to the emergency room that day? Wow.
That's a precautionary measure. For the most part, anytime someone ever has any, visible wounds like that, we always try to get the medical attention.
So you sent him to the emergency room for that, for them being jumped. So there was going to be medical...
Yes, while we have a medical department here, it's a lot safer to send someone out due to the fact that it's kind of, and I know it sounds bad, but, there was, a more serious internal issue, and we don't have any type of, x-ray machines, ultrasound machines, things like that here. It's not in our hands to be exact. It's something to end up turning out in the long run. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. But thank you very much for your phone call. You sound genuine and sincere right now, and I appreciate it. And it's like I said, so you were on when it happened, so you saw what actually happened. I
didn't see the incident. I did see him come up. I didn't expect it to be him. They said that there was a fight in B block or a possible fight, and they ended up rolling him up in the wheelchair, and I seen his forehead. But like I said, I wasn't here for to see the incident occur, but I was here long enough to see Mr. Southall before I left on a transport.
Yeah. So I just expect more phone calls from more concerned people because we're trying to find out what's going on. He probably called his wife first, because family first, to let her know if he's okay or what have you. So what we're trying to do is we just want to make sure that he's all right, he's okay. I know you can't tell me who else was involved in none of that stuff like that, but it'll end up public record one day anyway. So.
Yes, sir. So I apologize. I can't answer.
It's all right.
But I think it worries me, especially you don't have your friend or family member, right there by your side. You're not able to, see everything firsthand. I wish I could give you every detail of every information. I wish I could, keep you updated 24/7. I wish I knew every answer to every question, but unfortunately I don't.
Yeah, but like I said, this situation, it needs to be known that SWEATMAN, really he did this, because I would not, if it's more than one person saying it, then you're gonna pretty much figure that that's the person who did it. I mean, even though you might not be dealing with the most honest people, when it comes down to certain stuff, they're not going to lie about that part.
I listen. Honesty's lacking on both ends sometimes. You see law enforcement get arrested every day just as well as you see just regular old people get arrested every day. None of it's perfect. But I have gotten contact with the warden. I also updated him on the situation. I gave him your number as well. So when he comes on Monday back to work, he said that he's going to see what he can figure out and give you a call. I'm
pretty sure he knows who I am already. He's probably watched my videos. Exactly, I know. But like, yeah, now he has my number. I mean, so but this, like I said, this is not the best situation right now, and it's like it's getting like this is one of the things that we figured might happen. And it like sad to say that, but like thank goodness it wasn't worse.
Oh yes, sir, absolutely. From my understanding, I mean, he's been absolutely fine since then. But I am going to personally run back there in just a minute when we get off the phone. I'm going to check on him, make sure he's doing okay, and he don't feel like he needs to be medical or anything like that. If he does, I'll definitely get him taken to medical.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Say your name again for me, Sergeant.
Sergeant Hanson.
Sergeant Hanson. Thank you very much, Sergeant Hanson. Thank you for calling me.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
All right. Have a nice day.
You as well.
So as you heard, that was Sergeant Hanson. That is not the officer that the sergeant that he tried to get fired. SWEATMAN tried to get fired. So another inmate called me to tell me what was going on. So he let me know that it was definitely somebody like it was SWEATMAN telling other inmates that you heard what she said. She was surprised that he had anything like something like that was going on with him because, I mean, in some prisons and some jails, they actually segregate the sex offenders because they know that they're in danger. It's true. I mean, it's called what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not safe to see a sex offender around criminals, other people like we do. The criminals will do more to protect children than actual law enforcement. Matter of fact, law enforcement sometimes are the abusers. I will say this, and I'm gonna say that like now, at least they're trying to keep it a little bit respectful. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, like last time when I was calling the other county, they were telling me they couldn't tell me anything, and you know what I'm saying. It was like I had attitude. People were hanging up on me and everything. So people are saying this is one of the worst places. Coleman is one of the worst places. But so far, what I'm seeing is she sat there like, hey, listen, even law enforcement get locked up. So I'm like, hey, yeah, I know. Not often enough. But anyway, I try to keep it as cordial as possible. So numbers over here, I'm going to put it over here too. Call these people and listen, the more calls they get, they're going to know that we're not playing around. All right, though, and I mean this shit. He shouldn't even see in there in the first place. It's a bullshit case. This is political bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even the lawyer who he had before that he had to get rid of sat there and said this is political bullshit. All because somebody want to get a pat on their head from their daddy. Like, look, I'm corrupt too. I can do people dirty too. I can lie too. I can sit here and fuck people over too. I can do all kind of bullshit just like you. That's all I'm going to say. Call these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give the number again. All right? So the phone number is 256-735-2400. I just got another call from another number, though. So here's another number for the same institution. It's 256-735-2410. So that's the number that just called me back. So you can either call 256-735-2400 or 256-735-2410. This is Coleman County. We're calling about Mercutio Southall Senior. Officer SWEATMAN has made put a rumor out there that Mercutio Southall Sr. was a sex offender, and as a result, other inmates have jumped him, and they said they claim that he's out right now, and he's able to make, like, not out, but like, I guess he's in seg, so he gets 23 and 1, so which means 23 hours of lockdown, 1 hour of free time to make phone calls, take a shower, or what have you, within that hour. So, and they just did it today, is what they're telling me. And that's the furthest I've been since I've called. I've called 3 times. This is my 3rd time. So call them again. I'm going to give you both of these numbers again, and then I'm out of here. Free for Mercutio Southall Sr. So 256-735-2400 or 256-735-2410. Sweatman gotta go. Swole justice. Peace.